super excited. We're coming to you live with Quickfire Marketing, and we have a great guest today. I've actually known Shailesh for, I want to say about 8 years, maybe even a little more. So let me, without any further ado, introduce Shailesh Manjrekar with CloudFabrix coming around the corner.
Thanks, Courtney. Thanks for having me. So, quick introduction. My name is Shailesh Manjrekar. I'm the CMO for CloudFabrix. And I work for several big and small companies in the Valley, almost 25 years in the Valley, big companies like EMC, NetApp, Brocade, and even small startups. And primarily, I consider myself more of an technologist and marketer. So, been writing for Forbes Technology Council as well as a member of the CMO Alliance. And Cloud Fabrics in particular, I've been here now about 3 years. So we leverage AI for IT operations. And along with that, we have observability, which brings in all the data sources. And then automation is the ability to take action. So this is kind of our founding team's fourth startup. So we have been at this for quite some time and looking forward to an exciting journey here at Cloud Fabrics. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought of you as really deep product knowledge, and of course, when you combine that with marketing angles and skill set, it really makes for someone quite dangerous and able to move the needle and grow things rather quickly. So it's fun to watch the whole process over and over. So you mentioned AI here. Obviously, that's the big elephant in the room for any conversation with anything to do with technology and moving things forward. How do you see AI changing marketing?
Yeah, I mean, AI and marketing is really at an inflection point. And if you think about marketing, it really comes down to leveraging the data sets or the knowledge corpus, building, content which is, personalized and so on and so forth, and being able to distribute that content such that, the customers, you're pursuing those customers to buy your product, right? I mean, that is philosophically what marketing is. But now we are at an inflection point where we see AI really transforming marketing as an industry. And again, there are several VCs I follow. So one Foundation Capital has been predicting almost a 700 billion opportunity to kind of rewrite digital marketing as we see it. So it's a huge opportunity, and it's at every phase of marketing. In fact, SDRs are now augmented through this SDR agent. So you probably saw at Salesforce kickoffs, right? They announced an SDR agent. So did Microsoft announced almost 10 agents, AI agents. And these are AI agents, what we're talking about. The ability to do a lot of these things, automatically. Not to say that you still need a human. So it's all going to be human augmented. So we see AI kind of really metamorphizing marketing.
Yep.
And the agentic kind of era is really going to transform marketing in a different way.
So the agentic AI, how are companies adopting this? What are the specifics? And then why are they actually, why is this proving valuable?
So if you see really the evolution of AI, and we consider almost 2023, think of it as the age of generative AI. What we call large language models or LLMs became very proliferant. So
Right.
there were a lot of foundational models being generated by big companies like Google and DeepMind
Mhm.
and OpenAI and so on and so forth. And what that was about is really it was about conversational queries. But 2024, we saw that Gen AI, so not just text, but video, audio, but also we saw this new phenomenon of agents, AI agents. And what an AI agent simply is, think of it as an LLM doing all the decision making, and a
Right.
lot of this task being done autonomously. So
Mhm.
tasks which are in some ways repetitive, which are data driven, which are predictive, which are
Mhm.
generative, that is where the agents play an extremely important role in enhancing the productivity and obviously freeing the marketer to do more creative work or do more human specific work.
Mhm.
But these agents, the way we see them kind of unfolding is really you tell them a task. Now, unlike the previous generative AI era, here you give them a task or a query, and what those agents do is they are able to reason, they are able to deliberate, they are able to think about before taking those actions, and they are able to break that task into a different number of smaller tasks. So it's a lot more than just being able to answer or respond to a conversational query.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time for marketing and just companies as a whole and technology and just really the world as we, in the 80s, it's, oh, here's this internet concept. What is this? And then, the 2000s, oh, cloud, and what is this? And so I really find AI to be, something that everybody should lean into and just get comfortable and have the more in-depth conversations around where does it go next.
And again, to that point, right, I often get this question, hey, are you not afraid of being more kind of autonomous, or
Right,
being more robotic when it comes to AI? But this is where we need to create the guardrails. You're doing around the clock content creation, or you're doing hyper personalized content delivery. This
right.
is where the agents fit in well, but you still need that human touch and so on.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so I have a question around what are some tips for marketers that are listening in here, and how do they balance automation and maintaining the human touch as we're going into customer relationships and new prospects?
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, again, leverage, you create your own AI stack and you leverage it for guidance. But you
Sure.
really, I mean, I'm a big proponent of, human augmented AI, or what we call, human in the loop or human over loop. So there always has to be insights. So you got to come across as you're authentic. You have that transparency. You're not kind of falling for the bias and hallucinations
Right.
created by AI. So make sure whatever you put out or wherever you leverage AI, you still maintain that transparency. You still maintain those ethics. And another thing you got to realize is AI in marketing is very different when it comes to B2B and B2C. I mean, there is obviously a good amount of overlap, but there's also some differences. So you need to understand what your business is trying to really do and leverage AI appropriately. Right?
Yeah, I think you're really touching on something important. The authenticity is super important for anybody. They want to be able to trust, ultimately be able to trust who they're working with. We're seeing a lot of folks actually have like AI user policies and code of conduct when it comes to using AI, which I think really just brings it back home to that human element. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
no, absolutely. I
Um,
mean, empathy. I'm a big proponent of what we call customer advisory boards, where you
right.
bring in customers, take their feedback. The same thing goes with partners as well.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, how many of us have gotten on with a chat bot or something, and we know that we just need to talk to an actual human being? So, what are the new skills that you see coming to the table? Is that the more modern CMOs are mixing in AI driven landscape, building this up?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, and particularly, I mean, my perspective, is very unique in a way. As I said, I'm a more of a technology turned
Right,
marketer, and I see the role of CMO changing significantly and becoming very pivotal. Right, I see a CMO as somebody who is more, he's a change agent. He's a visionary. He needs to understand his market. He needs to understand his customer. He needs to understand his product. He needs to
right,
understand go to market. And obviously, in today's age, he obviously has to have AI literacy. He has to be AI savvy. He has to be fluent in data, because marketing is becoming a lot more data driven now.
right.
They're not just looking at one data source, they're looking at cross functional data source.
Their
So
behaviors, the intent, the hand raisers, all those. Yeah.
exactly, right. So I think these are some of the things which the new age CMO needs to be savvy about, kind of value those aspects of transparency, ethical AI.
I mean, we see all this come to play, the different conversations in different ways, but ultimately, folks do want to utilize AI. So, with that, is AI also playing a role in the marketing strategy components?
So again, market research and product marketing and the traditional marketing functions, we are just leveraging AI as a critical building blocks for those aspects.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. I mean, I'll be honest, a few years back, I was like, oh, well, marketing's kind of getting rinse and repeat. You have a playbook, you scale it, so on and so forth. And then AI really came to the scene, and it's a whole new world. And we're thrilled. Well, I thank you very much, Quickfire Marketing with Expert Marketing Advisors. I love having you. We'd be thrilled to have you again. And is there any last words as we're wrapping up the topic?
No, well, thank you. I think this has been an important topic. So thanks for inviting me and allowing me to share some of my thoughts around this. And I hope this benefits you and other marketers as well.
Right, right, absolutely. And folks, if you want to get in touch with Shailesh, please just reach out and we'll be sure to connect the dots for everybody. Great. Thanks so
Thanks.
much.
Have a good one. Thank you.